So, what does it really mean to live a fulfilled life? Today, we're diving into a philosophy that has a really powerful and maybe even surprising answer to that question. The core idea is actually pretty simple, but it might just change the way you look at, well, everything. Let's just jump right in with the big question that sits at the heart of all this. What if that happiness you're looking for isn't out there somewhere to be found, but it's actually found in the exact moment you stop trying to be someone or something you're not? This one idea right here is the key to our whole journey today. Okay, so to really get the solution, we first have to nail down the problem. So let's take a look at what this philosophy says is the single fundamental reason we all suffer from day to day. And the diagnosis? Well, it's incredibly direct. It's not about money, it's not about status, or even bad luck. Our suffering kicks in with comparison. That moment we look at someone else's life and start wishing it was ours. That feeling, that envy, is the exact entry point for all our dissatisfaction. To make this idea really stick, we're given this brilliant analogy with a set of tools. Just picture a carpenter's plane, right? Its whole job is to smooth wood. But what if it spent all its time just wishing it could bore holes like a chisel? Or, take it a step further. Imagine that chisel looking over at a saw and just becoming totally consumed with envy for its amazing cutting power. You can see the problem here pretty clearly, can't you? It's a completely pointless struggle. A plane will never be a good chisel, and a chisel is never going to be a good saw. The whole point is that each tool is perfectly designed for what it's meant to do. It has a unique and irreplaceable purpose. And, according to this way of thinking, so does every single one of us. So, if we're all these unique tools, what exactly defines our specific design? Well, this philosophy gives us a core concept to explain just that, something it calls our unique vessel. And this brings us to this really key Japanese term, utsuwa. Now, it literally translates to vessel or container, but in this context, it's all about your inborn nature, your unique capacity, your talents, your personality, basically the whole shape of the role you're meant to play in life. Now, an obvious question probably pops into your head right about now, and it's a super important one. If we all have this fixed vessel, does that mean we're just stuck? Is there no room for growth or self-improvement at all? And the answer is just so cool. See, growth isn't about trying to change your vessel into a different one, the plane trying to become a saw. No, true growth is about polishing your own vessel. It's about becoming the absolute best, sharpest plane you can be, or the most effective chisel, by maximizing the unique qualities you were born with. Okay, so the problem is comparison, and the reality is our unique vessel. So what's the practical solution? What do we actually do? Well, this brings us to the most direct and powerful prescription in this whole philosophy. This is where the philosophy points out a really simple but kind of profound contradiction in how we think. Think about it. We easily accept that other people are different from us. We don't get mad that some people are tall and some are short, or that they have different personalities. We just see it as natural. So, logic demands that we apply that exact same standard of acceptance to ourselves. And all of that logic leads to this one incredibly powerful statement, which basically translates to, you are fine as you are. And listen, this isn't just some feel-good platitude. It's meant as a declaration of truth that your unique self, your vessel, is already a valid and complete starting point for a meaningful life. But hang on, because it's so important not to mistake this for passive resignation, for just, giving up. In this worldview, accepting yourself isn't the finish line. Nope, it's the absolute beginning of fulfilling your deepest and most important responsibility. Yeah, think of it this way. Self-acceptance isn't the goal, it is the starting line. It gives you that solid, stable ground you need to stand on. And it's only from that place of stability that you can start to act in a meaningful way, instead of just wasting all your energy wishing you were standing somewhere else entirely. And this breaks down the spiritual logic behind that responsibility so perfectly. The core idea here is that your existence is a gift from some kind of sacred source. So to belittle yourself, there's a specific term for it, jiko hige, is seen as a profound disrespect to the one who gave you that gift, which means cherishing yourself and making the most of what you've been given becomes a sacred duty. All right, so we've looked at comparison, self-acceptance, and responsibility. Now, to bring this all home, the philosophy gives us one final, elegant metaphor that just ties everything together beautifully. And it starts with this simple, really evocative image. You are a runner.
And you've been invited to participate in the great marathon of life. Your task is simply to run the race you've been entered into.
And boom, here is where it all clicks. Step 1, looking at another runner and wishing you had their stronger legs or their better stride, that is the suffering of comparison. Step 2, deciding to just run with your own 2 feet, doing the absolute best you can with the body you've got. That is radical self-acceptance. And step 3, committing to finish the race, no matter what, rain or shine, that is fulfilling your ultimate responsibility. And here it is, maybe the most crucial insight of the whole thing. In this marathon, the goal isn't about your finishing time. It's not about what place you come in. The entire value is in the process, in the commitment to just keep running your race and to run it well from start to finish. So, as we wrap up, we're left with a really profound question to chew on. If we're supposed to accept our vessel as it is, but we're also supposed to polish it to its highest potential, where exactly is that line between acceptance and ambition? It's a powerful thought to carry with you. Thanks so much for digging into this with me.